Well, in response, Mayor Tania Campbell says she has faith in the DA-led coalition and that there's no need for her to speak with the EFF for support.
Our coalition is quite strong on the coalition agreements, and our national task teams do have discussions with various parties. So we do not enter lightly into coalition agreements. They have to be based on principle, and we have to have similar mandates and manifestos that give us our utmost strong coalitions to go forward in.
Campbell says she's not desperate to remain mayor of Ekurhuleni.
We are not willing to go with power at all cost. I am willing to sit on the opposition benches if need be. I have said that on many times that I'm desperate to get services to our communities. So having power at all cost is not looking at what your community's needs are.
Okay, let's get you a reaction from the EFF as far as what's happening in Ekurhuleni. Reports from today, confirmation in fact that the mayor, Tania Campbell, whom you were just listening to, could face a motion of no confidence by the end of this month. We can now speak to the EFF's Nkululeko Dunga, who's joining us by phone. Nkululeko, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Will you support a motion to remove Tania Campbell?
Good evening to you and good evening to the viewers of your show. Well, look, I think there are processes and procedures that outline the submission of motions within the municipality. That's one. So officially the EFF caucus, rather, in the city of Ekurhuleni, we have not received the motion. We do understand, however, that it has been tabled perhaps the most opportune time that we are expected to receive this motion would be after a programming committee has engaged on it and then ultimately tabled it before council. Now, at this point in time, it would be the engagement of the EFF caucus, the engagement of and the guidance of leadership and the EFF structure that can be able to deliberate as to whether there is a support of that particular motion or not. However, we must state our dissatisfaction and to an extent discuss the fact that you've got a ANC organization that gets too easily excited. I presume that they identified and they saw in terms of what happened in the city of Johannesburg and assume that it can manifest itself in the city of Ekurhuleni and engage in shaping conversations and that finds expression to council.
So Nkululeko, excuse me, and I'm not sure if it's just my hearing that's having a bit of an issue, but we don't have the best connection to you, so I just want to clarify. Are you saying, just to confirm, that the EFF in Ekurhuleni has not decided if it will support a motion to remove the mayor, Tania Campbell?
Yeah, those discussions are carried out by the structures of the EFF, whether it being the caucus and the leadership of the organization. And we have not had that discussion as of yet. However, we are noting that it has been said that there is this particular motion that has been tabled, and we think in the absence of having an engagement with the EFF and probably the rest of society as well into putting them into confidence even prior to the submission of this particular motion, it makes of nothing but one opportunism from the ANC, but also extreme excitement.
Okay.
That is unwarranted at this point.
So do you want the ANC to come back and regain control of Ekurhuleni?
Would we want ANC to come back and regain control?
Would you want an ANC mayor, maybe an ANC speaker in charge of Ekurhuleni? Do you think that would be the best thing for the metro at the moment?
Well, look, if we had any of that perception at this current point in time, the EFF would have most likely have tabled the motion of no confidence against the mayor and submitted that of the ANC. But we're not the ANC's proxy when it comes to council and how we operate as the EFF. We look at merits and we look at what is in the best interest of society.
Banyaza Lesufi, the new Gauteng premier from the ANC, when he came into our studio just over a week ago, said that there have been conversations going on, yes, with the EFF about voting in some of these metros. It's not a formal, extensive arrangement. As things stand, though, would you be open to, I know there's been meetings with the national leadership of the EFF, but do you know if there are going to be any meetings anytime soon with the EFF to perhaps try and win you over? I know you've said you're not their proxy, but are you taking meetings again with the ANC?
Well, as time goes by, we'd always have interaction with stakeholders. Then you can't divorce the ANC from being a stakeholder of society. More particularly, they command about 38% of voters in Gauteng, at least based on 2021 local government elections. We also announced, and we made no secret of our engagement with the ANC leadership at a provincial level. Ourselves, with the delegation led by the Deputy President of the EFF and the National Chairperson, along with the Secretary General of the EFF, when it was myself and the Secretary of the province, who met up with the delegation of the provincial leadership of the ANC to sort of have a common understanding in terms of ideological perspective and moving forward in the province, but also looking at policies in and around economic development and basic services and delivery, at least, and how we can best implement some of these ideas into society.
Nkululeko Dunga, thank you so much for your time tonight, sir.